It's the ultimate travel guide from the people who know it best. Weekends with Yankee. We head south to Portland, Maine. Amy stops off at the Two Fat Cats Bakery, where the bakers are passionate about their pie making. In fact, they have 47 different varieties made with top quality ingredients. We wanted to learn the secret to making their coveted and mouth-watering blueberry pies, always made from scratch.
I am so excited to start making some pie.
All right, let's get started.
So these are Maine wild blueberries, I assume.
Always, yes.
And I noticed that your blueberries are frozen.
The slightly defrosting berries help all of your dry ingredients stick to everything and evenly distribute all of your sugar and spices. So the first step is we're gonna take our lemon juice and we're gonna mix it in with our frozen blueberries.
Is that about 2 tablespoons?
It is, yeah,
okay,
it's 2 tablespoons, yeah.
All right.
So we're just gonna nicely toss all the blueberries in the lemon juice. And then the next thing we're gonna do is take our sugar, our tapioca starch, which is what we use for thickening all of our pies here. And then we have some spices in our blueberry pie. We use nutmeg and cinnamon. We're gonna mix all of our dry ingredients together. The tapioca starch in particular, if you don't toss it with the sugar, will clump up the second it gets wet and won't evenly thicken your pie.
All right. So you can use cornstarch or flour, but tapioca is nice because do you like it because it's sort of a clearer, almost a clearer set?
It does, and it gives it like a slightly stronger set, and we find it was more consistently setting up for us.
Cool.
All our dry ingredients are now tossed together, and we're gonna toss them with our frozen blueberries.
Okay. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah. So as you can see, the blueberries have started to defrost a little bit, so they're a little damp. So as we toss the sugar mixture,
that looks
it
so
evenly
good.
sticks to all of them.
They look like sugared candies, like
don't
kind of
they?
Victorian little pastilles or something. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So how many pounds of blueberries go into one pie?
One pie, this is 25 ounces.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you've got a beautiful crust here, and what kind of fat do you use in your crust?
We use both butter and vegetable shortening in our crust.
Cool. And so what's the thinking behind that?
The vegetable shortening helps keep the flakiness in the crust on the shelf life a little longer.
Yeah. And the butter for flavor.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. All right, so that just goes
so we take all of our blueberries and just not miss the pie. Pour
we
them
can scoop those up. It's a lot of blueberries.
It
You guys
is.
really fill the pies.
We do. They're very full. So you just fill. It's always a messy process to get blueberries everywhere in here.
If you have a clean counter, you can use them all.
Right.
And so this is already chilling the pie crust, which is really smart.
It is, and we definitely always work keeping all of our ingredients cold. We keep the pie dough in the freezer or in the fridge while we work all day and just pull out as we make it so it's nice and cold. Yeah.
Because that way when the butter melts in the oven, it'll puff up the crust a little bit and make it flakier.
Give it that lovely texture.
Okay, here we go. So I want to see your crimping technique.
Of course.
Every pastry chef has their own way of doing it.
So we've got our pie top placed on top, and we have our 2 layers of bottom and top. And it's okay that they don't line up because we're gonna roll it all under.
Great.
So I always start at the 12 o'clock position in front of myself, and I roll underneath until you can see the edge of your pie tin. And it's really important to see the edge of your pie tin so you know when it bakes that there's all of the crust is supported. Otherwise, you get a really droopy pie when you're done.
Oh, interesting.
And it doesn't look so nice.
So it's like a tighter kind of pull on the...
Yeah.
And this, look how pretty that is already. And this is having that extra hangover is a good thing because that way you're not, you can get a nice thick kind of edge to your crust.
It gives us a nice, beautiful crust.
Yeah.
Nice crimps.
Yeah.
So
you've really practiced hands doing this.
I have done this a couple thousand times, I think.
Do you find it really relaxing to do this?
I do. I actually really love making the pies. It's really relaxing.
And you're not squeezing hard, you're just squeezing enough.
Right, because if you work it too hard or touch it too much, the heat from your hands is gonna take away all that effort we had keeping our dough cold, and it's gonna all melt all your butter. Yeah. It's not good. So now that I've got all of the dough rolled up and I have this lovely crust, we have to crimp it.
Right.
So
lots of ways to do this.
Lots of ways to do this. So what I do is, I'm left-handed, so I always go to the left side of the pie. And I use the pointer finger and thumb, and then I use the pointer finger on my other hand.
Cool.
So I make like a C shape and set it right on the top of the side of the pie and press down to the pie crust. So I press down until I can feel the pie crust so I know it's sealed all the way.
And that prevents a lot of leakage.
Exactly, right?
And also looks pretty.
Right, it keeps it looking pretty and it keeps all the filling inside our pie.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then I continue around the pie using my indent from the last one as a marker for where to start the next one. And just keep it going all the way around. And again, I'm pressing strong enough that it seals, but I'm not over manhandling the dough. So you just...
That looks really pretty.
Yeah. And I always move the pie, not my hands, because then you're at the same angle.
Oh,
and
that's smart,
keeps it easier instead of trying to find a new angle the whole way.
And back to the beginning.
And you come back around. Great. So our last step is the markings on the pie so we know what flavor they are when they're done.
Okay.
And so that it has steam holes so it doesn't just puff up and explode. You just make nice little cuts across the top.
So this is, if you're a home cook, you would still do this to allow the steam to release.
And I think it gives it that nice, beautiful finish and not just some flat top.
Now, do you do a glaze on here, or do you just put it in like this?
So we are going to use a milk wash on all of our pies.
Great.
So
you can use egg wash, but I like milk on pie.
Yeah, we use a combination milk wash with a dusting sugar on top.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Gives it that nice, like, crunchy, caramely color on top.
Pretty. Okay. Yeah, and it's a nice shine that you get from milk, and it's easier than dealing with eggs.
Right. So we only brush the top part of the pie. We don't go onto the crust because that's already the part that's going to get the darkest.
Right.
The last step is the dusting of sugar, which is more sugar than you think it should be.
Right.
It looks like a lot, but otherwise it just all bakes in and you can't see it.
Oh, that's pretty.
So
it's like it's snowing in July.
Right? It's beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is our last step before we go in the oven.
All right, and then we're gonna have good homemade pie.
Exactly.
What do you bake this at?
We bake everything at 375 for our pies.
And how long will this take to cook?
They take about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Depends on how full the oven is.
Right, okay.
So we're gonna put it right in on our deck oven and let them bake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get the coffee ready.
Oh, great.
Large or small, sir?
All right, the moment of truth.
There's our
the moment of joy.
pie.
That is gorgeous. Well, I love how puffed up the crust is there. Now I want to taste it.
All right, let's cut into this guy.
That looks so flaky and good.
This would be delicious.
All right. You want a little server.
Thank you.
So you guys serve, I noticed one of your breakfast items here is pie and coffee for breakfast. That is the breakfast of champions,
It is.
truly.
It's very
Oh,
popular
look at
here.
that. Yum.
Should we try it?
Yeah, let's try it. Oh my God, it looks so good. It's like I don't even know where to start.
Right?
Oh wow, look at that. Look at those flakes.
All the
Okay.
blueberry. It's a nice blueberry pie.
The lemon, you can really taste the lemon. Spices, so good. They really complement the blueberries. This is really, really good pie.
It's nice and warm because we put it in the
Yeah, it's just like the perfect temperature. That is a hit. I'm definitely gonna take one with me when I go.
oven. Great.